Thank you, Kim. Oops. Oh, there you go. So today's brown bag presentation is made possible by our friends of OLLI. Their generous support of OLLI helps us bring these quality presentations and quality classes to you all. So thank you very much. Just as a reminder, our OLLI membership is now open and you can still sign up, and it will give you access to our winter semesters and our upcoming spring semesters. The success and growth of OLLI is a reflection of all of you, all our community members and volunteers and the friends of OLLI. As of right now, we have 408 members and we're looking to increase that. So Christmas is coming up. You can gift your friends a OLLI membership and they will be able to join our winter semester, which starts on January 24th, and our spring. You can visit us on our website. For that, I also wanted to plug our Let's Connect every Friday with Tracy Barnes-Priestley, which is an amazing and fun opportunity for a lot of people to connect. And every week we have different topics and we go into breakout rooms and we just have a nice little conversation and come back and share our experiences. You can RSVP for that in advance on our website. I also wanted to remind all of us that recordings are found on our website, usually between 3 days after the presentation, and you can find them by either clicking where this yellow arrow is on news and events, or right on the home page in the middle where the screen arrow is pointing, there is a link to find our recordings. And once you land on that page, you will find a link for our archive on YouTube. So we ask that you please mute yourselves while the presentation is going, and requested that you put questions in the chat, or you can also raise your hand during the presentation and ask your question. But other than that, we thank you for staying connected with us. So I'll hand it off to Jane and Ann.
Okay, I am delighted to welcome you all to the presentation by Ann Lindsay, MD, who is president of Life Care Humboldt Board of Directors, a group focused on establishing a nonprofit senior life plan community in Humboldt County. She was Humboldt County's public health officer from 1993 to 2011. A lot of people know her. She and her husband, Alan Glaseroff, MD, shared a family practice in Arcata for 28 years and raised their 2 children here. They were recruited to Stanford University in 2011 to establish a primary care clinic for Stanford employees and dependents and their families who have multiple chronic health conditions. The clinic improved care, lowered costs, and achieved top rankings in patient satisfaction with adoption of a new model of team care. The lure of life in Humboldt brought them back north in 2017, and she's working on Life Care Humboldt, so she will not have to leave Humboldt County again. Welcome, Ann. It's all yours.
All right. It's fantastic to see you all. How do we have a 61? There were 105 people signed up, so some people will be moving in. I'm going to start with a real basic introduction to Life Care Humboldt, but then really get into some of the most recent things, because I recognize a lot of the faces and you all have been great about following OLLI. And I really want to thank OLLI for making this venue available to us, because it's a fantastic way to communicate. So I'm going to share my screen. We practice this. Okay. Here we go. And so I'm going to just start with a quick overview of Life Care Humboldt. And we are, as I said, you can, I won't see everybody's faces, but if you put in the chat or raise your hand, I have 26 slides and we have quite a bit of time. So we should be able to answer everybody's questions. And not only that, I really like to hear more questions, because we try to answer frequently asked questions on our website. So this is, and also in our newsletter. So we're a nonprofit organization. We were incorporated in January of 2020, and we're developing a new lifestyle-driven community for people 60 and older to serve the Humboldt County area. And there's nothing like this within 200 miles. So that's why a lot of us are working really hard. We've lost friends who've gone to other life plan communities, and we want to stick around. And it's going to offer all levels of living, along with access to a wide range of amenities and services on one campus. And that means independent living, assisted living services will be provided in independent living homes, and memory care. And then we're going to do everything we can do to, whoops. So there we go. Everything we can do to keep people out of skilled nursing. And we're in negotiations now to purchase property in Arcata, and I'll show you a map of that in a minute. But it's a beautiful setting towards the bottoms, with easy access to restaurants and healthcare, entertainment, and amenities. Many of you have been following us know that we've also been looking at property in McKinleyville, the McKinleyville Town Center, but the planning process there is rather taking quite a bit of time. Actually, my son and I first participated in it 30 years ago. And so we like to say now we're still following and participating in that community planning in McKinleyville, but maybe that'll be our second campus. And we're looking now to start construction in the fall of 2023 and move in by the summer or early fall of 2025. So here is the property we're looking at. It actually was brought into the city of Arcata recently, and had development plan and environmental impact state report approved for something called Creekside Homes. And I don't know whether you can see there's Alliance is right up towards the top. And then there's a Westwood Apartments, and then Foster Avenue. Can you see my arrow too, or just?
Yes, we can see your arrow.
Okay, great. Well, here's Foster Avenue, and Foster Avenue is going to be connected and join out to here. And out in this direction is St. Mary's and the Fuente Nueva School. And this is just rough. We're not, our architects are not going to put things together in blocks like this, but we are going to have independent living cottages, independent living apartments, a clubhouse, affordable cottages, and we're going to build it in phases. And I'll get into that. So we're starting with 80 independent living cottages and apartments, and we've gotten a lot of input from you guys. And I'll tell you how to, if you haven't already filled out design survey, I'll include that in the end. And looks like we'll have a mixture of cottages and apartments, and 12 to 24 residences in memory care unit. And we really want to be innovative with our memory care and might make it as home-like as possible. And you know, we're following a model called Greenhouse, which is a 12-bedroom home basically. And we plan to expand up to 150 independent living units. So the idea is you can move in, and as you're active and healthy, and no matter what blows and frailty that come upon you, you can get care right there. So we're going to have multiple dining venues, fitness and a wellness center, arts and craft studios. And a couple people have said they want to they want to bring their woodworking equipment. That would be great. And multi-use spaces for meetings. And we've talked to OLLI about having, using OLLI, that space for OLLI to do presentations, which would be fantastic. And walkways, bike trails, and recreation areas outside, picnic area, social and entertainment events. And we're talking about having a 4-acre farm as well. So the way the life plan community works is that residents pay an upfront one-time entrance fee and an ongoing monthly service fee. And if you need a higher level of care, like if you're having trouble with activities of daily living, bathing and dressing and mobility, then you will get a higher level of care, and you'll if you've joined as a entry fee resident, you'll get a discounted rate on those services. And once you join, even if your financial circumstances change, you won't be booted out. That's part of the commitment. So people ask, how much might it cost? And this is our best estimate. And as you see, the prices range depending on how many square feet you occupy. And that, oh, it got cut off, but 2 people living in a residence, it adds, a few 10,000 to the entry fee and maybe $1,000 a month to the monthly fee. But and I'll explain what there's a repayable entry fee or entry fee that you won't get back. And if you pay more up front, then your estate or your heirs or you get it back. If you leave for whatever reason, the money is repaid to your estate. So you can see it gets much more expensive as you go up to a 2-bedroom, 2-bath den with cottage. And but we think all of the units will have universal design, which means that if you need a wheelchair or if you're disabled, it's easy to get around and take a shower and cook and get in and out and be participant in the community. And that's one thing when people think about living at home, there's often quite a bit of things in your household that would make it difficult if you weren't able to walk easily. Okay. So what do you get for your monthly fees? It's basically a lot of help, covers your residence, utilities, internet services, maintenance. And that's one thing in my household, we're getting psyched up to move into Life Care Humboldt and leave our lovely home by every time something goes wrong, like the plumbing acts up or we need the driveway redone or something like that. We just say, just call maintenance, because that's what we'll be able to do at Life Care Humboldt. There'd be housekeeping, transportation, a full calendar of events. We plan to have it a resident-led community, which means that not only will you'll be able to learn and share your skills with other residents, and so that we take advantage of all the very people who are there. I like to tell a story of visited a life plan community in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, the Kendall Quaker community. And I met a woman there, 85 years old, who was a master weaver. And she had set up a weaving studio and they had 40 looms. And so there were people there learning how to weave in the life plan community, but also a lot of skilled weavers. So it was a really fantastic example of a resident-led community activity. We're also talking about having assistance with healthcare coordination. So if you need, we'll have a telehealth or video conferencing facility. So you ought to, now with COVID, everybody probably has had video conference or a teleconferencing with your medical providers, but that'll make it much easier for a lot of visits, even in Arcata and Eureka or Fortuna, but also in San Francisco or Stanford or Reading. A lot of medical visits can be done remotely. And we'll have staff that can help you get to the right place in a timely fashion and make sure all the information you need gets there. And example is, when I was working at Stanford, we had healthcare coordinators. They were medical assistants who helped people, and a lot of, would make a referral for somebody to see a specialist. And we'd hear from the specialist office, well, and this is something that we thought they should need to be seen in the next week or two. And the specialist's office would say, well, we have an appointment in 3 months. So care coordinator can help move that up and do it in more timely fashion. So we have over 800 people getting the newsletter, and some of you, actually, I didn't get it last month, so you have to check your spam folder if you don't see it. And if you don't already get the newsletter, please go to lifecarehumboldt.org and sign up. In the upper right-hand corner, you can click to sign up for updates, because Star Siegfried and others do a fantastic job with news and things about life plan communities in general, and highlighting our members and our supporters. We've logged in 6,000 volunteer hours, and not everybody has reported in, and we've had 326 respond to our move-in survey, which it's a good, if you haven't taken it yet, I'll have the link at the last slide. So, but it has a lot of information about what life plan community is and what the offerings might be and what the floor plans could potentially look like. And then it asks, how likely are you to move into Life Care Humboldt in the next 3 to 5 years? And 170 people have said they're likely or very likely to move in. And not everybody will, but this is the kind of data that really going to help us with our recruit a sponsor and move the community along. And we've had over 200 donors and corporate sponsors. And just today I heard from Eureka Natural Foods has pledged, Rick Littlefield and Betty Littlefield have pledged $100,000 over the next 3 years. So that's really going to move us along. We have a fantastic group of people working on this. Is not everybody, but a good selection. And many of you probably know Patty Berg is one of the founders of Area 1 Agency on Aging and was a state assembly member. Mark Chatton was the tech director of Redwood Capital Bank. Kirk Gerard was director of planning in Humboldt County for a number of years. Pat Gersig was active at the HSU nursing program, was dean of health occupations at College of the Redwoods. Greg Orsini was director of community services district in McKinleyville. Joanne Schuch is a local business owner and is one of the founders of Redwood Coast Village, which I also recommend you check out as a volunteer organization to help seniors stay safely at home. And George Williamson is also a planner. And Joyce Hayes was the director of the Senior Resource Center in Eureka for many years, and also helped establish or pioneered with having a PACE program and the Alzheimer's Center here. Now, the PACE program helps people, and primarily people with Medicare or Medi-Cal, who otherwise would be in skilled nursing, that helps them stay at home by a whole series of services and assistance. And let's see. Okay, somebody wants to know how eligible residents be chosen. I'll get there. Good question. And we did actually convene a healthcare planning group because as we're planning our space, every square foot costs money. So we're trying to keep our healthcare, our development costs down so that we can keep our entry fees affordable. But the healthcare planning group feels like we can actually promote a home visit practice rather than having a clinic there, is help practitioners make home visits and then promote the care coordination. So we've been making the rounds now for local foundations and also businesses, corporations to get sponsors, but you guys would be interested too, is to hear how Life Care Humboldt is not only good for the people who are going to move into it, but it's good for the whole community. And one of the things, I don't know, I live in a 3-bedroom house, and my husband and I don't need that, so we are looking forward to downsizing, and this will give us a comfortable way to do it. And that it'll open up housing for the workforce. And I know a number of people who've been looking to buy a home and really can't find what they want. We're making an effort to be innovative for memory care. And we're really excited about the opportunity to provide affordable housing on the same campus. And I'm going to go into that a little bit further down about how that's going to work. Okay. And it's good for economic development. Actually, the city of Arcata is very excited about this. We can fuel the economy without competition in the job market, although it doesn't preclude you from continuing to work while you're a resident Life Care Humboldt. It's just that many of us will be retired, but it keeps seniors with resources here. And I know a number of people who've moved away to go to life plan communities in Santa Rosa or up in Medford. And they're people who supported nonprofits. They supported OLLI. They, were on boards here, and they up and left, and we're a community, whole loss to our community. And not only that, I think that if many of you probably have had experience caring for frail relatives, and things, sometimes people just, gradually dwindle, and but other times things happen rather quickly, like a stroke or a heart issue, and or a broken hip, and all of a sudden, a living situation that somebody's been comfortable in is no longer adequate. And in a life plan community, it won't be your family. The family is trying to address the crisis, but there'll be a whole support for that. And then your family can come visit you, and with fun and stress-free. So it's good for older adults to, it spares us from social isolation. And my work as a family practitioner here for 28 years, as I grew older, so did my patients. And many of them ended up with, everybody in their family had either moved away or passed away. They couldn't drive anymore. Their friends were, few and far between. And even if they had funds to hire somebody to take care of them, it was pretty lonely. And this way, you'll be in a life plan community, and you won't have to, people won't have to get in a car to come see you. You can sit on your porch, and people walk by and, join you for, and keep you company. That I recently helped write an article on older adults and depression. And I was very interested to see that, social isolation, loneliness are risk factors for depression. I mean, that makes sense. But the data was that family, being connected to family, didn't help as much as being connected to community and friends. So we'll address that problem, Life Care Humboldt. So as I said, we'll have healthcare services in one location, care coordination. We're going to do whatever we can do in following the PACE model and to avoid skilled nursing. And most life plan communities report that, they're getting away from providing skilled nursing services, skilled nursing per se, and they're just doing whatever they can do to keep people safe and supported. By the way, we are a member of Leading Age, which is a national organization of 7,000 nonprofit providers of senior housing and life plan communities. And that's where we get a lot of our information about what the market trends are. The PACE program, I just want to explain again, is, I forget what it means, but it means what the letters mean. It's affiliated with the Senior Resource Center in Eureka. It's actually, there are a number of PACE programs nationwide, and true at Humboldt fashion, we pioneered having one in a more rural area. And the people who are eligible for it would otherwise be in skilled nursing. And in other words, they have significant disabilities or frailty. And the PACE program has adult day health program. They make home visits. They, for medical and other social work services, they have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and counseling. all and nutrition services as well. What they don't have is a housing program, and we are, if we partner with the PACE program, we can help provide housing and affordable housing for their participants. Oh, here it is, Program for All-Inclusive Care of the Elderly. Thank you, Robin. And not only that, we want to be healthy in the community. And so we have a commitment to be environmentally sound. We're, as I said, we want to have a 4-acre farm so we can help provide good food for the community. And we're looking into various options with solar, including a community microgrid, so that we'd have batteries and solar and potentially be independent energy-wise on many levels. And that would be very exciting, I think. So in terms of education, I'm very excited about working with nursing students and social work students, because in my experience in healthcare education, the contact we had with older adults were people in skilled nursing or in the hospital who were not doing well. And I think it's really important to promote understanding of what healthy older adults are. I think that's an important factor in combating ageism in our workforce. We are looking and have gotten good feedback from HSU about partnerships. And as I said, OLLI is interested, and we're excited about that. It's just right down the line of continued learning and sharing of our information. And that's the model that OLLI perpetuates and works under. And we also have been in discussion with the North Coast Preparatory and Performing Arts Academy, which is a middle school and a high school. And they have Jean Bazemore, who is the founder of that program, actually worked in Sweden in a high school that partnered with a senior community, and to both of their benefits. So we, as I said, we've been focusing on keeping our development costs down so we can be affordable to mid-income seniors. And I just want to, there's an exciting life plan community going on, just broke ground in Healdsburg. And it's a partnership between the Kendall Quaker community and the San Francisco Zen Center. But the entry fees there start at $900,000. Which is, above what we feel we'd like to be charging here in Humboldt County. We're not going to be a fancy exclusive place. We really want to be open to a broader audience. And one of the way we'll be doing that is, rather than, for example, building a swimming pool on the property, we're going to partner with, there are 3 publicly accessible swimming pools within a mile or 2, and that's at HSU, City of Arcata, and Health Sport. So we can make a partnership with them. We've already made a partnership with the Arcata Playhouse, and they said that they'd be happy to make their performing space available to us, and would be happy to make our residents available to help as ushers and, in construction and whatever needs to be done at the Playhouse. So that's the kind of community engagement we want. I think that also will keep us from becoming an isolated senior community. We get strong feedback, and really the preference of the board is to be as engaged with the broader community as possible. So you may be surprised that the mid-income range in Humboldt County is about $32,000 to $96,000. And home values, those of you who think, some people told me, well, I don't think if I sell my home, I can afford to go into Life Care Humboldt, but home values have gone up 15 to 20% in the last year. So your home might be worth more than you think. And that they basically figure that 60% of your income will go to monthly life plan community fees. That doesn't mean that if you earn more than that, that means that's how much you could comfortably spend on it and still have money to, travel and buy other things and, maintain your car if you want to, or if you don't, you may not need to, but it doesn't mean that if you earn a lot more money, we're going to take all 60%. But that means that the range of fees possible for mid-income people is between $1,585 and $4,800, which is, as you saw, in the range, in the ballpark of what we're planning. And one of the things that we have a pretty ambitious fundraising goals, and I'll go over them with you. If we don't meet all those fundraising goals, we'll have to borrow money to get going, and that could make our fee structure have to go up. And somebody asked, are these going to be available on our website? That definitely, all this is going to be available on the OLLI website. And I think before we're done, we can ask OLLI people to review how to find that. They said after 3 days. So one of the recent developments that is really exciting is the possibility or the likelihood of building affordable senior cottages on the same campus. And if those of you who've seen our values and mission on our website, you have seen that we're committed to diversity and access. And this is really, one consistent with our goals. Our board actually had we interviewed 5 low-income older adults and about what their hopes and concerns were about aging, and then presented those findings to the board of directors. And we had a 2-hour brainstorming session facilitated by Heather Equinos, and came up with really good ideas about how we can make the partnership with senior affordable cottages seamless as possible. We can share common space, educational offerings, a farm, gardens, trails. There could be opportunities for residents to work for pay at the community potentially. There are issues, some of the services we may have to charge a fee for, because they'll be included in the monthly fee for the Life Care Humboldt residents. And I'll explain a little more in another slide or two how the affordable housing fees work. But the monthly fees paid by the Life Care Humboldt residents will not subsidize the affordable housing, but there's a lot that we can do and working within the management structure and the physical plant to integrate services and make things available. And for example, Life Care Humboldt residents, the plan is that everybody would get a certain number of meals per month provided, and more if you're in assisted living or memory care, you get full service of all your meals. But that could be available to residents of affordable housing on a pay-as-you-go basis. So here you go. Here's what low income in Humboldt County, and there's, if you go on the HUD Housing and Urban Development website, you can see they have county by county levels of what's low income, and there's very low income and 3 levels of low income, but it goes up to $39,000 for a 1-person household, or $44,750 for a 2-person household. And and I'm not an expert on low income housing, but Christy Orsini at the Eureka Humboldt Housing Authority spent some time explaining to me, how things work. And she said, if you're over 70 years old, your non-Social Security income is not counted as your household income. And basically it's subsidized housing, and the amount you pay in rent is determined by the housing authority, and it's based on what your income is. So the lower your income, the lower your rent. So if you feel like you're interested in joining the Life Care Humboldt campus, and you feel it's out of your range to join Life Care Humboldt itself, I'd urge you just get on the waiting list with the Humboldt County Housing Authority. They actually have, when I talked to Christy Orsini last month, 1,024 people on the waiting list. And they bring them up on a first come, first serve basis. It's a 4-page application. You self-certify your income, and you have to have a photo ID, social security card, and birth certificate. She also said, and if your name comes up, you have to either take it or leave it if they offer you, whatever they offer you, where there are sites available. And obviously there's, even though there are 43 affordable housing communities in Humboldt County, there's not, there's a list, there's still a waiting list. But she also said, and this sounds like a little bit of a loophole, you can move into the affordable housing and pay full rate until your name comes up for discounted pricing. So I've been really, those of you who know me have been talking to me, I'm just so excited about how things are moving along, and everybody, we have our board of directors are working hard. Our community volunteers are really working hard to make things happen. We've hired a company called Greenbrier, who has extensive experience setting up nonprofit life plan communities, and they've helped us with our business plan and timeline. And we started with feasibility studies, confirming the need for Life Care Humboldt. And as I said, we had a survey, and now we found that there is, in fact, even after people see the pricing and the options, that they're still excited about Life Care Humboldt. We've had a design survey that's on our website, but also this more recent survey, which I'll give you the link to before we're done, also has opportunities for people to contribute design ideas, because we figure, well, if we design it with people from Humboldt County, we'll get something that people want to move into. And we've had some great suggestions from people and are really paying attention. We have hired Perkins Eastman as an architect firm, has a lot of experience with developing life plan communities, and we've shared your ideas with them, and they're really excited about coming up and making a site visit and talking to more people here in Humboldt County. We have to, it looks really good. The whole thing's going to cost $75 million, which is kind of mind blowing, but our feedback from the bank that puts together this kind of financing, Ziegler, it's called, it's out of Chicago, really feels that we have a good project going, and we're going to be looking to get bond financing by December 2023 and move in by September 2025, and then achieve stabilization. In other words, get 90% occupancy within 18 months. But in order to do that, we need a lot of money, $4.5 million before we get the bonds. And then also a fund called liquidity support, which basically sits in like an escrow account. I'm not sure that that's the actual name they use, but it's untouched. And it's just as to back up the bond financing. And the money gets returned to the depositors once we achieve stabilization. Okay, so here are some of the frequently asked questions. If I donate, I get this asked all the time. If I donate, can I be guaranteed a home in Life Care Humboldt? And if you don't donate, it might be guaranteed that we won't have a Life Care Humboldt, but we can't promise a home in Life Care Humboldt to donors. It's just not the way the system works. There's a whole it's quite regulated by the Department of Social Services. So, and if you keep reading our newsletters to learn, we will someday open up a waiting list. So this is it. How do I get on the waiting list? We're going to at some point have a launch priority program, and we're going to ask people to put down $1,000 deposit, which is refundable or can be applied to the actual entry fee if you decide to go ahead. And that's going to take, we're guessing that or planning that that's going to priority program is going to open up in June 2022, so just around the corner. And so it's really important that you get the updates, our newsletter. And the priority program members will be given the first opportunity to make a 10% deposit on the residents, which will probably be in January 2023. So in that sense, it is a waiting list. It isn't exclusive. I mean, if we don't get people signed up from the priority program, then it'll be opened up to other people as well. So why do we need all this money? It's like, to get the point where we can get bond financing, I said we need to raise about $4.5 million. And that's for deposit on the property and periodic payments on the property, engineering and architect fees, permits, legal fees, marketing, and then development assistance from Greenbrier. And it adds up. I'm hoping that won't cost us quite that much, but we didn't, if you don't budget money and then you need it, it's not a good situation. So where is this money going to come from? Well, our plan is to offer sponsorship to another life plan community out of the area and to offset all but $2 million of the pre-finance expenses. And not only will and we have criteria, we want to make sure that we partner with the life plan community that honors our values and our plan for memory care and likes the idea of how our plan to interact with the community and partner with affordable housing and all of that, the things that we've decided as a board so far. The partnering or sponsoring life plan community will get paid back once we get our permanent financing, our bond financing. But the other thing they're going to offer us is their experience running a life plan community, because frankly, we are all learning a lot, but it takes, we really want to join forces with somebody who runs a community and runs it well. And so that leaves just $2 million to be raised locally, and we're applied for a number of grants. Actually, the Berg Foundation has already stepped up with a contribution. We're looking for corporate sponsorships, and the Lost Coast Brewery and as our first sponsor. And actually, I just heard this morning confirmation from Rick and Betty Littlefield from Eureka Natural Foods that they'll have pledged $100,000 over the next 3 years. So that's fantastic. And then we're also soliciting donations from individuals. And we have about $350,000 in hand. And so we're well on our way. So here we go. A lot of people, if you have kids or, you want to leave money to something behind you when you die. One of the things I suggest first is a lot of families don't talk about this kind of thing. So I think if that's something, if you want to are considering Life Care Humboldt, and yet you've always had in the back of your mind you want to leave your home to your heirs, ask them, do they want your home? What are their goals? What do they want out of life? And what would they, maybe they're one family, I heard the children said, well, we're concerned about something disastrous happening to you that we can't deal with. So we actually would feel comfortable for you putting the money into Life Care Humboldt and getting that kind of support. And particularly if you can afford to pay a higher entry fee, and then the equity of your home, basically gets preserved and can be passed on to your heirs as cash rather than the home. But you can also maintain your home equity by, for example, I've read of people taking out second mortgage to pay for life plan entry fees, and then lease your home back, lease your home, and that helps pay the monthly fees. So you still are a homeowner, although not as appealing to me, because I don't want to be the responsible for a home anymore either. So and as I said, you can pay the higher entry fee, so your estate will get 80% back. So I'm going to go over, I mentioned some of this, but here's the timeline. This is somewhat of a moving target, but I don't think it's totally unrealistic. We're going to get our conceptual design and master plan in shape by February. In March, we hope to get pledges for most of the money that we need, the development money from grants and corporate sponsors and donors. We're going to launch the priority program where you can put your $1,000 in to get on the waiting list in June 2022. We're going to establish an information center in November 2022, and we will have people there who can answer all of your questions and answer everything it is about, how to mobilize and get from your home into Life Care Humboldt, because that's a big move for us, all of us. We'll January 2023, we're going to begin with the pre-sales, or people can put a deposit down. We hope by October 2023 to achieve 70% pre-sales, and that's really the marker for getting our final funding in place so that we can begin construction in January 2024 and move in September 2025. It's not too far away from now. This is a lot. And actually I just added this in as the OLLI staff were asking, well, as we were waiting for you guys to sign on, what about tax deductions? So you can give appreciated real estate, stock, or mutual fund shares, and you'll get a tax deduction for the gift, but you might also avoid capital gains tax, a federal capital gains tax, and state income tax by giving us, and we have a brokerage account. You can talk to your, you can make an account, a direct donation to us of stocks, for example. If you have an IRA, an individual retirement account, and after you're 72 now, you have to take a minimum required distribution, and you can make a direct donation off of the IRA to a nonprofit 501c3 like Life Care Humboldt. And if you are lucky enough to have more money withdrawn than you actually need to anticipated living expenses for the year, it's a good way to make a donation to life plan community or 501c3 and really get some tax advantages. And if you do make an individual contribution, if non-itemized, if you don't itemize deductions on your tax, you can get credit for our tax deduction for $300 for individual or $600 for joint filers. But if you make a larger donation, or if you, for other reasons, for medical purposes or other kind of expenses, if you itemize your taxes. Okay, if you itemize your taxes, then that's you're not limited. Okay. I got a question about sea level rise, and I'll get there. So how can you help? You can donate, and we're looking actually for pledges over a 3-year period, so it's not as much of a bite in your finances at any one time, but it adds up. I think it's $33 a month, adds up over 3 years time to $1,200 donation. And we don't have to have all the money in hand. But we have to show the potential sponsors and the bond people that we have that kind of support. Tell friends about Life Care Humboldt. Volunteer, and you can communicate to us through the website or through lch@lifecarehumboldt.org. And we particularly need people who are interested in helping with the fundraising. And here is the Are You Ready survey that I was talking about. And if you have a Mac and you want to, you don't have to scramble and put this URL down on your on a piece of paper. You can take a screenshot by hitting Command, Shift, and 3. So the okay, the Arcata, good question about the Arcata. It's not in a tsunami zone. We actually talked to Laurie Dangler about it. It's not a significant earthquake zone as well. And it's not on the sea level rise area so that was one of the criteria that we judged, actually 15 different properties throughout the county before we landed on the both the Arcata and the McKinleyville property as likely. Okay, here's Barbara. Thank you for pointing this out. That with costs of management and dealing with inflation of costs over time, you reported your parents had reduced care for longtime residents, and I'm sorry to hear that. It's my understanding that the way most communities respond to increasing costs of operation is by charging new residents a higher fee. And then there also is a cost of living, can be a cost of living adjustment. I think that is not something that's given that's going to happen in a life plan community, but has to do with the skill of the management. And but there are challenges. There are challenges. I'm going to stop sharing, but should we copy that, put this survey link onto the chat? Can somebody do that? Alex? And then we have time for questions. You guys have been great at typing them in. You can raise your hand. And thank you. There's some Life Care Humboldt, people working at Life Care Humboldt have been able to answer some of the questions. And then, oh, I know Gerald wanted to get the put on the OLLI website just to, okay, print or download those slides. So we'll work on it. Great. Yeah.
Will
Joan.
you have an investment fund of some sort where, and somebody monitoring and managing the investment for the income you have that's extra, if you will have extra income, so that would help with inflation costs?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I hope we have extra income. Actually, the one thing, I don't know, but I've run businesses before, and I'm very financial projections that within 2 years or so that will be in the black. You know, we're a nonprofit, so every dollar that we generate gets reinvested in the community. But yeah, that's part of competent financial management of a community, of a business like this. Make sure if you have money sitting around that it's generating interest at least. So yeah.
Will you hire some kind of financial planner?
That's a good idea. Yes, I think we'll get advice about you know, how to manage the finances like that. And we're going to hire professional management. It's not going to, the board will have significant input, but the day-to-day operations and the overall financial planning will be with the management.
And do you expect to have actual visuals of the designs of the cottages at some point? And will they have kitchens? You didn't mention anything about kitchens or kitchenettes.
They'll have kitchens. Yeah, they'll have kitchens.
Will have regular kitchens.
And yes, we will. Actually, one of the things that Greenbrier is set up is they want to have a scale model of the community. And Joanne Shook went and visited Enzo, which is, I said, the one community that is being built in Healdsburg, and took pictures of the scale model. It was really impressive. You know, had the landscaping all done, and you know, you could see, they had flashlights that would show what the sun exposure is at different times of day. And I mean, that's part of the marketing. And so we'll definitely have that. We're going to have a storefront in Arcata at some point, probably next summer or early next fall. And then that we'll have a setup there. So you get to see.
Maybe you could sponsor an OLLI tour of Healdsburg. How far away is it? Sorry, my ignorance.
3 hours
That's not bad.
or 3.5, almost 4.
You could
Yes.
do a bus tour.
Yeah, well, let's wait for COVID to settle down. I'm not getting
Well,
on it.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be a while, obviously. But I
Well,
mean,
they
it
don't
would be
have
nice
anything
to-
built. They don't have anything built yet. But I mean, actually, Joanne was on a venture and just called ahead and arranged to get talk to somebody there in sales. They're 95% full, and they filled up really quickly, but they're still marketing. So when they showed her around, there isn't any. It's just a hole in the ground now, as I understand it. There's nothing, no there other than the model. Maybe Joanne can put on our Facebook page one of the picture of the scale model at Enzo. How about it, Joanne? Good. Yeah.
Do you have access other than on Facebook, like on your website for that same information? I don't do Facebook.
Well, we do. We actually, on our website, we have information about other communities. And so Joanne, I think we can have Mark post that the picture of the model community in Enzo on the website as well. Because we've had people visit other communities and report back to us, and then we share information, because there are other options. We're not the only life plan community in the country, but and some of them are actually less expensive if they've been around for a long time, or church-based. So Julie, I want to get to you. I see you politely raised your hand.
Right. The last person I talked to last week, her first response was, "This is too small. And what's going to happen with the people who don't get in?" So you mentioned earlier that people will have an opportunity to get, at some point, there'll be a time when you can get on the list with a deposit. And I'm sort of imagining it's like getting tickets to Hamilton. You'll have to sit by your computer waiting for that moment to log in and hope that the internet is working. So do you have, I mean, will there be ultimately a lottery for all those leftover people, or how is this going to work? Or is it too soon to ask that question?
I think it will be first come, first serve. And boy, that's not the word we get from people who run life plan communities, that things sell out in 10 minutes, like Hamilton. But, the sooner we fill up, the sooner we'll have money to expand and go to the full 150. And if there's that much demand, by the time then maybe McKinleyville will be ready. We'll have to expand the campus to multi-town campus. So yeah, we initially were planning 150 units to start with. We wanted to cut down the cost of development so that we can keep the cost to the potential residents down. And it was would have been significantly more expensive to start with a big build out. So instead, we're looking for property that can can accommodate a larger group. But I hear that, and I don't know how to. I can't take away your concerns, but it really isn't the experience of a lot of, by the time people really decide to sell their home and move in, or downsize and move in, we won't have 170 people like on the survey. Most likely we'll have fewer. So.
And I don't know if you see Sandy has her hand raised.
Okay.
I just want to chime in with that concern. I had the $1,000 down at Enzo, and they take more than what my understanding is. They took more of the $1,000 deposits than they had room for, because I couldn't afford that place, obviously, when push came to shove. So and a lot of other people that. So that dropped it down for people who could afford it to get in. And maybe that will happen here too. So there's more $1,000 deposits than will actually be available, than places available.
Right. And if you, by the way, I just want to reiterate that if you put $1,000 deposit down, you get it back if you don't go on and enter in the community. And actually the way Enzo works, I mean, as expensive it is, if you're in that initial priority club, I think you get a 10% discount on your entry fee, which if that's $900,000, that's quite a discount. It's a good investment of $1,000. So you're smart to put the money in, even if you don't, didn't carry through with it, and you would get it back.
There's another one in the chat.
Oh, okay. Can you read it to me? I can't. Oh, there.
Sure. I am more interested in the McKinleyville site. Will residents in the Arcata site be able to move to the McKinleyville site?
Wow. I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah.
What happened? There's a lot to be said for either site, but yeah. People are really interested. I contact us through the website, and we can maybe make a tour of the Arcata site. People who've gone there are really favorably impressed. And we did bring actually some of the donors to see where their money was going. And it's quite nice. And actually, if I finally brought my husband there last week, I hadn't realized he hadn't seen it. And he said, "Oh, I've always wanted to live down by the bottom." So, anyway, that's another thing. Get a message to us at Life Care Humboldt. We'll take you along. Yes, Jane.
Is there more room to expand in Arcata if need be?
Well, on the 12 acres there's a 16-acre parcel, and 4 acres will be occupied by the affordable housing, and then 12 acres, integrated with 12 acres of Life Care Humboldt. Ultimately, there's enough room there for 150 independent living units, a combination of apartments and homes. So yeah, that's one of the criteria. We knew by cutting down initially, we wanted to make sure we were in a place where we could expand without having to break ground on a whole new site.
No, I guess my question is.
Oh, somewhere else in Arcata?
Yeah, I mean, is there somewhere nearby in the bottoms that might become available within reasonable distance that you could expand to? I mean, is there land? I don't know.
Not that I know of. It actually is mostly surrounded by ag land, which is nice in a lot of ways, but it's definitely not something you can develop, and nor should we. So I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
And there's a few more questions in the chat. One is,
Sure.
if you don't follow through after the $1,000 deposit, can you give that to someone else? Can someone else take your place with that $1,000 deposit?
Gee, I don't know.
Okay.
And then if people would be auctioning them off if Julie's probably not then. And then the 32 subsidized or affordable cottages are in addition to the 80 units that are proposed. And actually it's called Meadowbrook Homes in Fortuna, or affordable senior cottages. And if you're down that way, you might check it out. They're actually quite cute. They have little porches and good landscaping and all of that. We're going to be. That's what got me. I just didn't want a big mammoth block apartment. That we're actually going to have the affordable housing be designed by the same architects that are designing Life Care Humboldt, so that will be visually as connected as well as being connected with services.
Then do you see the question about is it pet friendly?
Oh, yeah, and that's an example of something that I think that the resident committee can, obviously if you have a Gila monster or something, I don't know what kind of, I'm trying to think of or 15 dogs or something like that, that might be a problem. So I think that we definitely have a commitment to making a pet-friendly environment, and there will be dog walking. That's actually going to be there. City's going to have a 5-acre park right close adjacent to the property, Ennis Park, and so there'll be playground stuff and dog walking. So Yes, but in terms of how many dogs or what size or what kind, if you're gonna have a wolf as a pet, I don't know if it would work. Deborah or Ira raising their
Yeah.
hand, somebody else I missed. Yeah,
Just if you could walk me through the process of you say you deposit $1,000, then you're notified you're ready to take 25% deposits. You then deposit
10% deposit, yeah.
Oh, excuse me. You're ready to deposit 10%. Then you're notified, okay, we're ready for the move-in, and it's at that time that you would deposit the other 90%. Now, just suppose when between when you deposit 10%, something happens and you say, I don't want to move in, or in turn, suppose the project says it's not feasible. We don't have enough money. We don't have enough people. Okay.
Yeah.
What happens then?
As my understanding, you get the money back. And at Enzo and the one in Healdsburg, they had some people retract their deposits.
Yeah, I don't need $1,000.
It's not irrevocable. You can put your 10% down, and then if your situation changes, or you ultimately decide you don't want to move in, you can. One advantage of being of the initial cohort of people moving in is you actually get a chance. There'll be a basic design. And I think we're going to have 3 different designs of cottages and apartments. You can customize it if you want. It's like if you want to put in a higher grade of countertop or a gold handles on your bathroom sink, you can do it. You pay for it, but you can customize. Anyway, that's I thought was interesting. Yeah.
And then step is, say you have a couple that moves in and they've paid and things are going along, and one member of the couple dies. Can you then move to another unit? And if so, do you get your deposit back, or are you at the same? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. And I know I have heard. It makes sense that you do that. If you move in a smaller unit, you should get some money back. And I have heard of communities that I said one of the things is if you join a life plan community, your health and your income and your income based on are assessed based on actuarial tables to see whether the money you have is going to actually last as long as you are. And once you're accepted, you're not turned away. And that one community I heard that if somebody's financial circumstances changed and they didn't throw them out of the community, but they moved into a smaller unit, so there probably will be a way to move around. And certainly if you're 2 people and it's too big for you, you move. I would have to. These are good questions, but some of it. It's going to depend on what happens when it happens, but it makes sense to me that you get some money back if you downsize.
I think that's,
and you bought the unit at 80. You want 80% back to your heirs, etc. So, okay. And would you have like a? I'm done for now.
We'll see. You've got good questions, but we'll see. And Betsy Neal, go ahead.
The reason that I asked the question about McKinleyville is that the services it's so close to the McKinleyville site, because you've got the library, the park, 2 different types of grocery stores, the post office, right there. And I think driving in McKinleyville is easier because of Central Avenue than it is from the Arcata Bottoms. That was my concern.
Yep, but it would be in McKinleyville now if it wasn't 8 years away.
They can't get their act together.
I've been trying. I've been to
Oh.
all the meetings, you know, yeah. You know, and that's something that if you're interested, they continuing, like actually next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, they're having a meeting unveiling the ordinance that and looking for input on the ordinance. And I've talked to all the members of the planning committee and they're interested, you know, they know that Life Care Humboldt's interested in it, and then the projections are coming out are consistent with having a senior life plan community there. There, somebody asked about, okay, transportation. Yeah, there will, one thing, we did talk to the city of Arcata and we'd say, okay, we'll have a lot of people out there. Let's make some bus routes there. There also will be van transportation and you know, my fantasy is get Center Art so they get going again, that I don't have to drive up there, that I can just hop on a van, they'll drop me right off of the door and pick me up at the end of the at the end of the concert. So there will be transportation, and it's exactly what form that takes, I don't know, you know, I can't say, but generally it's if you have to go to medical appointments or entertainment or, you know, whatever, anywhere into town, and it's available.
And we skipped a question a ways back. It was, can you describe what memory care means?
Oh, okay. Memory care is for people who have lost their memory capacity to, or you know, they call it dementia, and memory care is a nice word for it. That the point that it's not safe or comfortable for them to live independently, and it may be, and sometimes that's happens to somebody's spouse or partner, where they just can't handle the day-to-day support that it takes. And then you can move right in. We'll have a memory care unit, and whereas the current plan is to have a 12-bedroom home and have it be staffed by 3 nursing assistants or you know, just versatile staff members who will basically be hired for their compassion and ability to really get to know the residents. Each of the residents will have their own bedroom and bathroom, and there's not a nurse's station, you know, there's just nice living room and a kitchen, and the residents will participate in the running of the household to the extent that they're capable. And there'll be you know, there'll be access to the outdoors so that you can that you can access you know, unfettered, basically. You're not going to be locked in. There may be fencing around it, but it's very home-like.
Thanks. And then Julie put the link to the McKinleyville planning process
Oh, thanks, Julie.
document in the chat. And Irit asks, if medical care is out of our area, will Life Care Humboldt assist with transportation, housing, et cetera, for example, in San Francisco?
I don't think we can actually, you know, pay for transportation and housing, but I think what we can do is help you get down there and find a place to stay. You know, a lot of the hospitals have relatively inexpensive accommodations there. And what we can help with is the medical care logistics, and you know, make sure that you get to the right place in a timely fashion. I had to, you know, see, I can't promise that. That seems like, you know, that would be really, I mean, maybe we'd have to charge more fees if we did that kind of service, you know. Yes, Jane.
What's your timeline or estimation for how long it'll be before you get final approval for Arcata? I mean, a month, 3 months, 6 months?
8 to 12 months, perhaps. You know, I just asked, it depends. There has been a plan approved for development on the property. And those of you who follow things in Arcata might have heard of Creekside Homes.
Right.
And they were going to build 100 assisted living, memory care, 25 senior cottages, and 26 single family homes with accessory dwelling units. the city of they have an environmental impact report done, and that takes a long time. It usually takes a year or two to get that done. That David Loya, the city of Arcata, said that if our plan is basically the same number of units and a similar layout in terms of the roads and you know the wildlife trails and the preserving along James Creek and all of that, that it would be a facilitated approval process. So that's a bit,
So
that's
it's
a $1
in
million
the approval
question.
process. In other words, Creekside Homes is finished, not happening, and you're in the approval process. and going
We're
through-
hoping to be similar enough to what was approved for Creekside Homes that the environmental impact report, for example, will apply. That the pre-approved development plan will apply for, and in my calculations, we have pretty much the same number of units and the same number of people. And if anything else, and the neighbors around have seemed to think it's okay. And if anything, it'll be less transportation impact since it'd be not single family homes and more us taking vans and living our lives right there on the campus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my hope.
Is it currently at the planning commission or is it not that far? It's not that far. Do you know what happened to Creekside Homes? Why that didn't happen? Just out of
I
curiosity.
can only speculate that the assisted living, the for-profit assisted living in our community now have, with COVID, have experienced a downtrend in their occupancy. And I don't think there was an appetite for building more for-profit. And whereas our community being a life plan community, being a different model, not just isolated assisted living, seems to have really struck a chord in the community. And we have a business plan that looks really viable. So I think that it was on that basis.
Great. Good to hear.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Do you need those of us who are interested in this to help promote this before the planning commission, for example? What kind of support would you like OLLI members and the community members to help you to make this happen?
Well, I think at this point, the planning commission has approved a plan. I think what would be helpful is to, if you have any connection with city council members, to express your support for it. I've spoken to the city council and there's one who recently joined who I have not spoken to, and I may have asked her for an appointment to explain everything. But I do think that that's helpful. Or if you know David Loya or Karen Deemer, the city manager, and the head of Karen Deemer's the city manager, and the David Loya, the head of planning, then you know, just put in a good word. But the city council ultimately will have the decision.
Meredith is very good. She's the newest member, and she's very much a community supporter. So,
right.
and she works with our CEA. And if you're interested in doing things with solar, she might be a really good person to talk to.
I have an email out to her asking for an appointment, and that's what I've heard about her, that she's good and that.
Well, she's wonderful. You'll enjoy her.
Great.
She was head of the Economic Development Committee for a period.
Good.
I worked with her.
Great. Maybe you want to talk to her with me.
Sure. If you want, I'd be happy to.
Okay, Jane.
Nancy, do you have a question?
Are there any other questions?
Oh, they're making fun of you.
Ah,
Why not?
Anybody else have a question? If not, Anne, I do want to let you know there are a lot of very nice comments and thank yous in the chat. There's lots of people just telling you thank you for this great presentation. A few people had to leave early and are looking forward to watching the recording. And as Alex said, you can find that recording on the OLLI website. Probably, I would give it a day or two. We're in production of our winter catalog, and so our graphic designer, webmaster, is got her hands full. So we'll get it up there as soon as we can.
And we can bring you back in the future to talk about progress, which is wonderful.
yes.
We're planning on doing that. And I want to let aside from thanking you ever so much for giving this presentation and everyone for joining us, I want to let you know that the last a brown bag lunch is scheduled for next Monday, December 13th on volunteering with the Red Cross, and Andrew Boger, the American Red Cross, will be talking about your local Red Cross program and its volunteers and how with your help we can help take care of our neighbors when they need it the most, which hopefully it won't be anytime soon, but you never know. We keep hearing about tsunamis and things like that, and it doesn't happen. You never know. So thank you ever so much. We appreciate all your attendance at all these events, and thank you so much to Ann Lindsay.
Yeah, thanks, Ann. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for being here today. We had a great big crowd, so I'm happy to see you all being part of the OLLI program. So thanks and have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody donate.